on the next lane.
I remember when I had you, I bought you 100 roses, and I left them in your backyard for you to find them. For you to find them. For you to find them. For you to find them.
We gotta open up with the Habib Show.
Yeah. So okay. So during the last podcast when we were talking about Brie Larson, you mentioned
It's the Habib Show.
So I was like, what the fuck is that? So I'm editing the podcast, right? So I'm like, what is the Habib Show? So I type it into Google. I should have used incognito mode, apparently, because it pulled up, and I was like, oh, okay, Habib Show is on fucking X video. All right, cool.
It's the Habib Show.
And, you know, I didn't understand it at first, so I watched, you know, several videos to understand fully what the artistic merit of it was.
Is that right, Scotty? Is that right, Scotty?
And
I bet you did, pal. Holy shit. The artistic merit of it, huh, Scotty? You nasty.
I just wanted
you a
to
nasty
see, like,
nigga.
I wanted to understand the reference, so I had to go back through hours of like programming to make sure that I understood.
Oh, you nasty, Scotty.
Like, I'm kidding, but I'm not. Like, you gotta calm down.
It's the Habib Show.
Habib Show.
Did you run into the videos where it goes from them talking and then it just splits into just like a good like 4 to 5 seconds of chicks just getting railed with the fucking theme music playing?
That's how it is. Like, that's how like all of them are.
No, not all of them are like that. Some of them are just like full blown, like just like quick scenes. But the majority of them lately have just been, you know what I'm saying, the chicks talking, some funny shit happening.
Because like I clicked on it and it was like, hey, how are you doing? And I'm like, all right, cool.
And then I know it just
and then it was like,
it's the Habib Show.
I'm like, damn.
And it's usually some ugly bitch too, just getting with just some really decent assets.
Yeah,
or just
like
one
a slightly bigger ass,
or just one really good asset.
Yeah, just one.
It be these mid chicks with these like stupid booties. It be Habib behind the camera like, yeah, you crushing that bitch.
It's probably the same shit, but no, like go to the Habib Show website and like.
Whoa, hold on a second. Okay, I am Habib, the retired Quickie Mart worker. I quit my job at the Quickie Mart for the pursuit of the American dream to get laid, because it's in all caps. You have to scream it, and get paid. Watch me and my friends as we travel around the world, fucking and sucking every hoe, from porn stars to hood. Oh my God, I feel sexist saying this. This is my documentary. Really? It's a documentary? You're gonna?
It is. Hey,
for real?
Hey,
all the women are 100% real to my hood. Okay, no, I'm sorry. All the women are 100% real, as opposed to what? You fucking robot? Okay, sorry. This is all uncut and raw. Well, I hope they're on the pill.
Yeah, it is.
We knock the boots with them all. Brazilian pussy, Dominican pussy, black pussy. Oh my God, I can't. I'm cringing.
The Habib Show don't discriminate, baby.
You're right, because there's also Latin pussy, fat, skinny, old, and ugly. That's just mean. We don't give a fuck. Clearly,
don't give a
fuck. My site is updated weekly with over 500 hours of original uncut video and thousands of original pictures, all guaranteed to make you laugh and cum. Hopefully not at the same time.
Absolutely at the same time, Scott.
I'm sorry. If you're laughing and coming at the same time,
it's happened. Hey,
you should see a doctor.
It's happened for your boy. I've absolutely sat there and was just like,
oh God. What?
I've absolutely sat there and just, oh,
well, that's done.
my nigga, is that Nickelodeon splat sound, boy.
My head, just sitting there with my head like,
Ah!
I've never been
pull out
more
the tissue.
than
Just
I've been reading that paragraph.
I'm right here. I'm listening, by the way.
Appreciate it. So I've told Jave like half of the story. I don't know if I've told you the whole thing, but for a period of time I was living in Atlanta, like in like deep Atlanta, where I had to get on a bus to get to a train station to get on a train to see someone else who was white, right?
Okay, I'm sorry, that was funny. The way you put
Yeah, it is funny.
I feel like he's mentioning color because like there's it matters.
Yeah. This is an important clue in the text that you should pay attention to.
So what? And I lived there for close to a year. It was funny. It was a weird experience because I lived there, and like if I would go shopping, I would go like in town, and so like I was kind of like slowly getting known there as like the white person.
Okay.
And it was like people would stop me on the street to talk about it. They were like, "You live on that street?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Whew, be careful." I'm like, "I try to be." So then one day I got robbed, right? And here's where it gets funny.
I'm sorry, you got robbed.
Yeah, so
Dude, no, it's funny. It's funny. Wait.
Also, that's the only time where saying I'm sorry about something actually makes sense. When you're actually sorry about something even like occurring, like, because that's just sorry. Like,
yeah. It's one of those things that like at the time, like it felt fucking awful, but now it's an hilarious anecdote. So I went to the grocery store. Or not the grocery store. I went to the fucking wing place, right? Because it was late at night. I was hungry. I was like, dude, I want wings. And there was this Asian guy who worked like at a place right next to a gas station. And the wings he made, they were amazing. Amazing. Like 100 and then whatever the percent sign. A+. So I'd go there all the time. And so one day I was walking back, and it was night out, right? And this guy starts following me. And then like, it's one of those like final destination moments where it's like, you kind of see something and then you're like, all right, someone's about to fucking die.
Jesus.
Oh man. My humor is a lot darker than a lot of other people. I apologize, but
I'm trying to pay attention to like the
okay.
story.
So at one point he comes up, he pulls a gun out, point like directly to my head, and I pass by a street light at that exact time, and he's like, "Come into the dark," and I'm like, "No." And he was like, "Dude, come into the dark right now." And I was like, "I'm not going to do that." That just seemed like an awful decision. If you were playing a role-playing game, right? Like any fucking like Skyrim type shit, and they were like, "Follow me into this dark alley," you would be like, "No, like I want this character to live," right? So I'm like, no, I'm fine. And so, then he's like, "Give me your phone." And I'm like, "All right, cool." And he's like, "Give me your wallet." I'm like, "Sure." And he's like, "What's the pin on the wallet?" And I hesitated 0% giving him to it. Why? Because I had $2.17 to my name at that point. And I was like, you can't even withdraw that from an ATM. So I was like, go ahead. Yeah. No, it's this. And I knew my wife wasn't home. She was waiting for me to get back. And this is inconsequential to everything. But there was like a weird point where it's like I gave him everything and he still had the gun to my head. And I was like, all right, I was like, he might kill me right now. And then like following that train of thought, I was like, what if he was like, where do you live? And then it was like at that moment, I was like, I'm not gonna tell. I was like, I was like, if I'm gonna die, like I don't want her to die either, right?
Sure. It's 2020, ain't it?
Bro, I feel like I'm laughing so much more than all of you.
That was terrible. Go ahead.
So
You definitely are, by the way.
So I get home. He took everything from me except for the wings.
That'd have been the main thing I took.
So I walk in. My wife is like, hi, how are you? And I'm upset. I don't say anything to her. I throw the wings to the side. And she's like, what's happened? Like, what's happening? And I tell her, and she's like, I'm calling the police now. And I was like, don't. We are in the hood. Don't. What the fuck is that gonna do? She calls them, and I'm like, hang up on them. And she's like, I'm sorry, they have to come now. They come over. And they're like, what did he look like? And I was like, it was at night. I don't know. It was a male. And so they were like, okay, cool. And then they left. Like, my wife was freaked out. And in that very moment, like, I kind of saw, like, the different, like, branching of, like, where your life could be. Because I was like, that happened to me, and it sucked. And I was like, okay, so I could take the path where I was like, oh, no. Like, that happened to me because of where I was. And how that felt disgusting. And I know that's like a weird fucking phrase to use, but like, it felt disgusting. So I was like, no. I was like, I was in a situation that I led myself to be in, which was like me going to a fucking wing spot at like 11 p.m., right? And it's like, and I come back on a street that I've been told countless times from other people was not a good street to be on.
Yeah,
And
at this point,
like,
once you get
like,
warnings and still do something to get yourself in trouble.
Yeah, I was like,
and look,
but it's my fault.
And look, I'll say this, right? Nobody, unless you're like a particularly disgusting person, nobody deserves to have anything happen to them, right? Like well, hear me out. Like,
no, I agree with you.
If a motherfucker want wings, they should be able to go get wings, right?
Oh yeah, in that context.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Granted, right? But he was warned, don't go on this street after a certain time. You know what I'm saying? Like this, did he deserve that to happen to him? No.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, but the world doesn't act in terms of what you deserve.
Exactly. That's the
hell
point.
No, it don't.
And that's the point that I'm making, right? Like, accountability is everything. You know?
Hell yeah.
At some point, you gotta sit back and think to yourself, what could I have done differently so that this didn't happen to me?
And that even goes to relationships, right? Because like, even if you took that and was like, oh, this person broke up with me. Oh, look what they did. Look what they did.
Mm-hmm.
You're ignoring all of the fucking issues that you have that made the person leave.
Yeah, it was made apparent. It was made apparent to young Scott in that moment that he should have known better. And still he found himself getting jacked. And somehow the only thing left to him was less than $2 and some chicken wings. And
Dude,
as he
even after I throw those chicken wings, I ate them. I'm not gonna lie. She went to bed. I ate them.
And
I
as
picked
Scott
them
sat
off
there,
the side.
as Scott sat there, eating his thrown chicken wings.
Morgan Freeman right now?
Absolutely.
Okay. I was making sure.
Scott thought to himself, years later, I will tell this story on the Three Dudes Talking podcast. With three dudes talking on a podcast.
And dude, at that point, I was so confused. I was like, I don't know who these other two dudes are, but I know that there's going to be three dudes at some point.
Scott envisioned said three dudes. And then he found later that he may clearly be clairvoyant.
So, okay.
Scott is also going to play the lottery in the next couple of weeks because he is confident that he may also be.
No, I'm sorry. The lottery is a fucking scam for poor people. It is the illusion of stocks for people who do not understand what stocks are.
Okay, shit.
Dude, no, I'm sorry. Like, if you contribute, like, even their fucking ads where they're like, oh, we're giving it to public schools. You'll be like, really? Have you seen the receipts on that? Where are the receipts? Oh, you don't have any? You just want me to keep playing the lottery? No, I'm sorry. This 1 billion grand prize that is so statistically unlikely to ever happen to you. It's like, no. It's a fucking cash grab. It's nothing more than those people on Facebook saying, like,
the average thing that promises you a prize.
Message me and I'll sell you something.
The average thing that promises you a prize through some sort of unnecessary formulated obstacle usually is.
I'm sorry.
It's
like,
just another
no
version of a legal casino.
Dude, there's no free giveaways, and even the people that win. And sure, in America it's different, but like I've seen videos where like they win the grand prize and they show up with like a hood over their head because they don't want to be seen. And it's like, yeah, because you don't actually want to win that amount. You don't want to deal with the ram of cake.
No, you do want to win that amount. You just don't want other people you just don't want the world to know that you have that amount now.
Yeah. And it's like
because 80% of the people
every time you get a fucking lottery ticket, you're just like, man, I hope I win and I can tell nobody. That's a recipe for depression. Fuck.
Hey, accountability.
Okay.
It ain't even that. You know what I think it is?
You wanted that money. Now you got
no. Here's the thing,
deal with
right?
it.
Here's the thing. The average person that plays the lottery is someone who lives in poverty.
Yeah.
And 10 times out of 10, everyone who is around them also does as well.
Yeah.
So when that person wins the lottery, everyone around that person thinks we won the lottery.
Yeah.
They were like, we all did it together.
Yeah. And here's my thing to that. If you did not contribute to John Hancock picking his numbers, you shut the fuck up and let him go be rich.
Yeah.
Because it is his luck, not fucking yours.
And then that's where you learn if you was really that nigga friend or not.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Prime example. I know someone who is sitting on some fucking money. I know someone who is sitting on some fucking money. What he does with that money, or she, or they, does with that money is 100% up to them. I am going to feel no kind of way if I don't see a dime of that. But I tell you what, if that person does some big shit with that money and some of it comes my way, I'm not gonna go, I always knew. No, I'm gonna feel nothing. I'm gonna feel nothing.
I was surprised, but it's a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I tell people all the time, like obviously my goal is to make it big in wrestling. If I'm out here, you know what I'm saying, like on weekly television making like big brr, you know what I'm saying? Am I going to like spread the wealth? The fucked up thing is I'm not gonna spread the wealth because of the fact like, oh, I love my niggas and no, it's because I just don't care about money. And I'm one of those people that like, yo, I can't take the shit with me.
But that's the paradox of like human existence, right? Because it's like while you have that belief, you also are like penny pinching because you want to move. You want to get to space.
So here's what I'm saying. If I was rich tomorrow, a lot of my money would be put for the children that I plan on having. And then here's the thing. I'm not about to be on some, I'm going to make it so that when my kids are old enough, they're like already well off. No, I still want my kids to work. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah. If I was rich, I would only give my kids a college fund. And if they want to live with me because they know that I could take care of them forever, that is subjective based off how I feel on them. I'm being honest. If I was a billionaire, my kids are not fucking billionaires. My kids will have free education and free opportunities, but to a certain extent. If you are in your 20s and 30s and you are living off of the fact that I am a billionaire, yeah, fucking right. It's not happening.
So you want them to have opportunities, but you want them to have to work for them.
If I become a billionaire before I have kids, if I become someone who is wealthy before I have kids, the only thing that does for my kids is it's the equivalent of when you buy a game, where you pre-order a game and you get some small perks that makes the beginning of the game just a little bit easy, but at the end of the day, you still got to play the fucking game.
No, I disagree. Because I feel like if before you have kids, if you got wealthy, your entire life would change, right? Not you, not your personality, but your way of living.
I disagree
with that.
General
Cost of living.
I think it'd be before, and I just want to throw this in there, right? I don't think anybody knows who they'll become once they get that wealthy.
That's true too.
Yeah. There's actual, aren't there like studies like that talk about like what happens to a person's brain once they like reach a certain level of like fame or wealth? Like you never know what I've told you, Javed. If I start wearing funny hats, just understand that I've accepted that I'm turning into a different person. And of course, the people that made me. Those are the people that earned the privilege of being able to just put their feet up and taking every fucking dollar I throw at them. Because it's like if you're as kids, kids will be taken care of, right? But once they reach adulthood,
but that's you being a good parent. What I'm saying is there are people in this world that feel entitled to their family's riches.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That they put no form of sweat, labor, tear. You don't fuck that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to create that. Like that's how you create like the problem that we have now in the world. You know what I'm saying?
People feeling privileged and deserving of things that don't fucking belong to them in any kind of fucking way. Yeah, no, man. It's the true source of why generation by generation motherfuckers get softer and softer.
Yeah, real shit.
Because there's more forms of income than ever.
Yeah,
and it's easier.
But no, like mine will work hard for whatever it is they get as adults.
I don't want my kid to get it out the mud, but I don't want my kid to think that they deserve anything that they haven't earned.
Yeah, no, I want mine to get.
I'm not.
You gotta,
I respect that.
Fighting straight, like all these other motherfuckers out there that want the same shit that I got. You gotta face them for that shit. And
I respect that.
I
respect that.
You know,
I just like, for example, if I have the ability to put my kid through like better schools, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna go, oh, no, your daddy was just fine with a shitty Parkdale education. You going to no, I'm not doing all that.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Not gonna go. Matter of fact, I want it to be harder. You going to Sullivan, like not all that.
Yeah,
but what I'm just like, yeah, like if if it puts my kid in a better position and I can afford to put him through it, but they still have to put in the work part.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put him in front of better doors than I ever had.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just putting them in the door.
Yeah, it's on them to perform.
Yeah,
with like whatever obstacle is behind that door.
Yeah, like if my kid goes, oh, I'm trying to go to this camp and it costs X amount of dollars and I can afford it. All right, now you're gonna go to the camp, but if you come out this camp and you sauce, we not doing no more camps. I'm not about to just keep if like, you know what I'm saying, like if you sign up for the Kyrie camp and you come out that joint and you still can't dribble good,
no more.
Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Like, and I told my little brother the same thing. He doing music. If this dude's music was ass, don't ask me to buy you no mic. Don't ask me to contribute to no good laptop.
Yeah.
No, it's not happening. Oh, and let me see you lacking on effort. I'm gonna get a warranty because I might return the shit.
Yeah.
Not happening. Daddy, I want to be a football player. And you don't got an arm? And you talk about something, I'm going to be a quarterback. Learn to catch or don't talk to me about football no more.
Mm-hmm.
Or become a kicker. I don't know. Or learn to hit motherfuckers. Work out. Do some. But if over time you show no fucking if you show no level of potential, I don't holler at me about it. If you want to stick at it, do that. But as far as my investment in it, you have to respect the fact, no, because that's how investments work. Motherfuckers invest in things they think are going to work or that they believe in. Mm-hmm. And to me, if my child goes, Dad, I want to be a rapper, let me hear you spit. And you spit ass. Don't ask me for no musical equipment. No, ask your mother. And then when she come to me, because I'm the one making the fucking money, for the money, and I ask her for what, and she say musical equipment, and then mention your bum ass unwrapping ass, I'm gonna tell her no too. And then when she suck my dick really good, I'm gonna say yes. For real. They weren't even meant to be looked as a fucking tag team.
Yeah.
And then they fucked around and turned themselves into easily not, like, arguably a top 50 WWE team ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to put them at least in the middle.
Yeah. APA, like, when it comes to tag teams, is one of my personal favorites.
Dude.
And even if, like, and even past that, where JBL became, like, more singles-oriented, and he took the whole JBL gimmick, it was masterfully done.
Hell yeah.
Wasn't that run he had with the WWE title, wasn't that meant for Kurt Hennig before?
I have no clue on that.
I heard
that's interesting as fuck.
Yeah, beforehand that run JBL had was meant for Mr. Perfect.
You know what is something I feel like people really need to give respect to when you think about certain people's shit? Who did they elevate when they were doing their shit? JBL's run didn't help elevate Eddie Guerrero, but it gave Eddie Guerrero even more.
Yeah.
It definitely elevated, it definitely helped elevate Rey Mysterio into being like a stay in as a main event guy. Because let's be honest. Listen.
JBL
is the gasoline that created the John Cena feud.
Also, the same way Randy Orton is to John Cena, JBL was to Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? The same way Rock is to Austin, JBL was to Eddie Guerrero.
Like, it's not that JBL left the blueprint and then Eddie followed it. It's like he went in the exact opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's what made their matches so interesting. Because it was like two completely different styles clashing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he definitely wrestled like Southern American brawler.
Yeah.
Like that South, that's like, because I, especially now that I've like seen it in person more often, the way these Southern like trained wrestlers wrestle, like these American like just stiff shot guys, and it's not even we're trying to be strong style. It's no, we're just all bruisers over here. That's South North American fucking bruiser style against this fucking like traditional lucha. Like on paper, you wouldn't think they would mesh so well together because one is very much based off of like a lot of like, unfortunately, there's a lot of choreography to that style when it comes to lucha, and it's very finesse. Whereas the other one is very like, you don't hear people talk about like, oh man, Southern this guy versus Southern this guy. Like, man, what a great work rate match. You don't hear that a lot. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it was entertaining because it was the, you know, I appreciated all the beef smacking.
It was like Paula Abdul said, opposites attract.
There are classics that
okay.
with that style, like the Southern type match, but it's never like work rate.
Yeah. So on paper, you wouldn't think that those two very contradicting to the other styles would create so much magic. Because aside from JBL and Eddie, you're not about to sit here and lie to me and act like you can name another Southern-based style wrestler against another finesse-ass high-flyer lucha wrestler. Like, let's not act like, oh, we have several examples of how well that worked. No, we don't.
No, we don't.
No, we fucking don't.
They took a risk and it worked.
It's usually dudes that wrestle the same style normally that have like
if you're gonna give me an example, you can't give me anything after 2004 because then that means you're giving me it after Eddie and JBL created the fucking blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
I would need to see pre-2002. If you give me a match before 2002 and it's a repeat offender because it can't be just one good match. I'm talking like because they hit every time.
Yeah, it's gotta be a series.
If you give me a series between another guy like a JBL or a JBL like taught style guy, and you know what I mean by that, and a lucha guy like an Eddie, and you fucking proceed to show me a series of hitters, then I'm gonna call these niggas fucking godfathers. Because I don't think it fucking exists. And I said think because I don't know. It's probably out there in the archives. Some wild shit. Someone's going to fuck around. And shit, I hope you do fuck around because I'd love to watch it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like, so if that shit do exist, fuck it. I want it. I want to see it.
I can see some shit like that happening in Japan, maybe.
But like with a who? Is there a fucking Stan Hansen Ultimo Dragon match I don't know about?
My knowledge, no. But wouldn't you like it?
Fuck yeah. Like, you shitting me? Fuck yeah. If there's some wild ass series of Ultimo Dragon fucking Stan Hansen matches, hook that shit to my veins right now. What the fuck?
Okay, I do want to say that Ultimo Dragon's run in the WWE was the most disappointing shit that's ever existed.
Because they don't know how to book dudes like that normally.
No, not at all.
If you can't give a promo, you're a lower mid-carder at best.
Yeah. Oh, and also, if you're going to give me a luchador, you can't give me the big burly luchadors. Because you know what lucha style I'm talking about. So if you're going to fucking give me a Southern fucking wrestler, like, I do not fucking send me Blue Demon Jr., and shit like guys like that, because those guys do not wrestle the type of lucha that I'm fucking talking about. And I'm aware of this because I kept up with a fuck ton of lucha because that's all the fuck I was watching when I was a kid. Those are guys who took the term lucha libre very literally in the context of where they were very grappling. I'm talking about the dudes who can walk ropes and do, you know what I'm saying? Like, no one does a tope atomico like Eddie. That fucking, when Scott, that move where he's on the outside of the apron and he front flips in on the guy. Watch Eddie do that move compared to anyone else that's ever done that move. For whatever reason, the way Eddie would flip in, it would look like he skinned the top of his head on the actual mat. And he gets this fucking close to touching it every fucking time. Every other dude, they just kind of go, and it's very like one motion. Eddie seemed like he would stop, float, and then smack his back on the guy. It was very like, he's right there, pow.
And
every other dude,
especially good when Eddie got heavier and did that shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
every other dude is just like, It was always just.
My favorite Eddie Guerrero is WCW Eddie Guerrero. Easy though. Easily.
Aggressive walking mullet, fucking instrumentals playing Eddie Guerrero.
Cruiserweight champion Eddie Guerrero.
Boy, listen.
Eddie Guerrero.
A tattoo idea I had, but I thought I'd be lame to get it. But I might still get it anyway. So you know how Eddie had a forearm tattoo, right? I'm pretty sure it was like a cross. Do you remember the cross, like the bone cross that was on Eddie's tights in his later run?
Yeah. I
almost wanted to put this like a cross right there where he had a cross, but it'd be that cross. Hey, specifically.
Yeah, go for it.
I've always wanted to get an Eddie tat. That'd probably be the only person, that'd probably be the only wrestler that I would ever like get a tattoo of. I would never get a wrestler tattoo, but Eddie's different for me, obviously.
All right. This is how we're ending it off. This is good.
So
it was like 2 podcasts worth of recording that we did.
We could cut it in half, honestly.
Let's go. Go ahead.
So there's a dear friend of mine who's like a father figure to me, passed away.
Oh, I already know this. This is gonna be great. I'm sorry.
Yo, passed.
If it involves the man, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, that my guy. May he rest in peace.
Let's go.
This is me and Andino OG. Right?
100%.
This is me and Andino's OG. We was in the garage one day, and
I'm sorry.
You notice
I might have to close myself on. Go ahead.
So we was in the garage one day, and mind you, around this time I was trying to find a job. So he put me on to something I ain't never even heard of before. He said, "They ain't gonna find this in your piss," right? I'm like, "Well, what is this?" He said, "They call it K2." He said, "It's good. It gets you high as fuck," right? First time I smoked K2, it was the wildest high of my life, right? But there was this one time in the garage. He, me and him are sharing a joint or whatever, right? Nigga. I said, he said, this is called Bizarro, right? I'm like, Bizarro? Okay. I take 2 hits of this shit. Nigga, my vision go black. My vision black. And then all I could see was dots. Just a butt, like a million. When I say a million, I mean a million. Like I was perceiving a million dots. And then those little dots, my nigga, was exploding into even more fucking dots, nigga. It was just a bunch of dots. And I'm like, oh. And like, I'm just seeing this shit. And then I'm thinking I'm dead. I'm thinking like, yo, this is what hell looked like. It's just a bunch of a billion exploding dots, right? And then as I start to come to and actually see shapes again, right? The garage door lift up. And my little homie's father came in through the garage. He was like, oh shit. And for some reason, I just pictured him and he had angel wings. and all I heard was woof, woof, just big ass angel wings, like Warren Worthington, like woof, woof, right? And I just felt myself getting lifted up, and I got sat in the chair, and like I was like starting to come to, right? And the dots was just turning into less dots, and it was like still exploding and shit, right? And I'm like looking around. I see my OG to the left, and my little homie Fowler in front of me. He was like, "Why you give him that shit, man?" He was like,
Come on, man.
he was like, "Come on, man. Why you give him that shit, man?
Go to school.
Go to school."
Oh my God.
He's like, "Why you give him that shit, man?"
Mom.
No. He went and grabbed a wet towel and put this shit over my head. I was like, what the fuck was that shit? Bro, when I tell you, it took me a month before I was normal again, G. When I tell you, it took me a month before I was normal again. I couldn't hang on my OG no more after that with that shit, dog. I couldn't. May he rest in peace. I miss him, but dog,
every day.
All right.
But dog, I couldn't. He asked me again. I was like, nah, G.
Scott, based off how prepared you are to tell you the story, I feel like your story is going to be the best.
I disagree after hearing that first one, but let's go. What's up?
So I'm going to tell you about a time where I found out some edibles should be spaced out. Scott, this story is not that old, by the way. That's the worst part.
You're saying that you're like, yeah, it happened at 4.
No. It happened last year.
Yeah.
So it was myself, Javay, and 2 homies of ours, right?
Yep.
My folks, my grandmother, and I had the entire house to myself. Everyone was gone on vacation or something. I was left with house sitting and dog sitting. Didn't want to be alone. Invited the friends over. It's fucking 3 floors. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm used to just being stuck in my room, but I'm also not used to the quiet. So I was just honest, like, hey guys, I don't want to be alone. Y'all want to pull up? They pull up. Narcotics are present. The one thing that did not look like narcotics caught my attention. What looked like a gummy rings bag. Side note, I love gummies. Gummy bears, gummy worms, gummy sodas, gummy sandals. If they're gummies.
So I'm actually, like, the vape that I'm using right now, the juice in it, is a gummy bear flavor.
I would love that.
Okay.
Everything with gelatin flavor, I am a fan of. Another person, a part of the Let's Be Real gang, Kita. This is an ongoing thing that me, her, and Carrie have going. For my birthday, Kita gets me gummies. For Kita's birthday, me and Carrie get her gummies. This has been an ongoing thing for years, and it's been consistent, and it's hilarious. And Kita, I hope we never fucking change it. I don't care if we become millionaires. A bag of gummies every fucking year as a birthday present is amazing. And I love it, and I love you for it. And so, legit, I see what looks like a bag of gummy rings. I don't know what I assumed, to be honest with you, but because of where it was at, it looked like it was meant to be like in the cut. This is Javay's bag of gummy rings, mind you. I don't really waste my time reading the back. It looks like a sour gummy ring, and I will give you a legitimate example of how I ate this, because it plays a role. because apparently Gervais watched me do it and was absolutely baffled. I grabbed this gummy, and it's a sizable little gummy. It's about right here, right? About nose size, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice, fat, juicy fucking gummy ring. I look at that hoe while it looked mad delectable and soury, and I said,
that was him looking at me, by the way. Go ahead.
I literally said, just engulfed it.
Yep.
According to Gervais, I ate it like how anime characters eat.
It disappeared.
Just unrealistic, no real chewing, just Goku. I'm hungry from all that training. Right? And then Gervais legitimately goes, yo, that's 500 milligrams. And I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. He then explains to me that this is a fucking edible. 500. I looked at him with no real gauge of the impact of that and go, is that a lot?
It's a high concept. Yeah.
My other two friends that are present, one is not really like overly aware of like stuff like that. She goes, is it? My other friend, who is a connoisseur of the narcotics, he goes, for anyone, yes.
Yes.
He made it clear. No, not because you're someone who doesn't indulge in a lot of shit. Full blown. As a human being. Motherfucker, yes. And I went, I dipped my fucking fingers back in this fucking bag, Scott. I pull out this new gummy ring, and I then proceed to once again. And Gervais is just giving me this face like he's just like this. So now imagine Gervais like that, and I'm just sitting there with the ring in my hand, just like,
nigga, don't do that.
And now my friend who is aware that this is a bad call, and my other friend that has now been informed to why this is a bad call, are all looking at me like, and I just circle the room and I'm just like,
and I looked at him and I said, it's all on you now, G. I said, whatever happens now is on you.
And mind you, right, we're in my room randomly. I don't remember what was going on, but I just remember literally doing this. Yeah. And so what ends up happening to me, once all 1,000 hit my fucking body at the same time, I just remember everything was happening 3 times over, back to back to back. Every time I said, hey, it was like, hey, 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 hey. Yo, yo, yo. Son. Like everything. Every time I moved, my body did it 3 times over.
Bro, there was one occasion, he laid back on his bed like this. I always have to show this part. He's like, yo, right? He's like, yo.
I'm doing bicycles because I'm so because the thing was, I was fascinated. I was just absolutely fascinated with the fact that every time I did something, it happened 3 times. And I was visibly watching it happening 3 times. It was just so fascinating. So I just began doing bicycles. And I'm just like, yo! And I'm hearing myself going, yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. It was amazing. To everyone else, I probably just looked like Squidward doing the little future. Like, But to me, I was on a fucking rocket ship. And they left to get food, came back, and I'm still on my bed, like doing different motions and like
I can't like it was funny.
No, but the pop locks felt amazing. Yo, I'm on my back, and when I was doing this, I was just like, my body was going, like it was almost like my body was judging my dance moves. Like, ooh. I start hitting them with a couple of these, like and it kept happening 3 times over. So it was almost like, and now music is in my head. Like I am in a music video all by my fucking self, and it was amazing. And then it got weird because there were certain moments when my friend was concerned for me, and she would like kind of like touch me, like checking on me. And like I said, I felt everything 3 times. So when she touched me, it felt like I got grabbed 3 times over. And that was fucking scary. So the second, not to say she blew my high, but she inadvertently blew my high. Because when she touched me that one time to just be like, you all right? I was like, ah! Like it was just like this holy shit, like, and then I started touching myself like, yo, why is this happening this way? And then we go upstairs to eat, and then I threw up, and my dog, the way she checks on me was so adorable, and the way I threw up strong.
Yeah, we can hear it.
I threw up strong. If you would have heard the way I threw up, you would have thought my throw up came out of my body, became a physical human being, and beat the shit out of me. Just beat me the fuck up. It sounded like I got into a fight with the bat. It was just, like it was bad. I come out of the bathroom on my hands and fucking knees. I am crawling out of the bathroom. My dog is right at the door, and she is just looking at me like, yo. And here's the thing. I'm 100% sure how high I was. My dog was physically talking to me in human. Shadow literally told me, yo, I know you're in a bad way, but I just shat in the living room. Because no one smelt the shit yet. Everyone just randomly saw me walk by, get a doggy bag, and just know where to go. And picked up this dog poop. And when they saw me throwing it out, I remember someone saying, oh, dang, she pooped? When did that happen? Like, somehow, and mind you, when I grabbed it, it was hard as hell. So it was like, this been here. So I'm like, everyone was in their own little world, so cool, like so chill. No one smelled it. No one knew it happened. It was chill. And the way Shadow just walked up to me, I swear to God, it felt like she was just like, yo. I know you're hurting, but when you get it together, I'll shat over there. All right? I feel better. And she gave me like a good ass lick in the face. And somehow I was back. She gave me like some good aggressive, just psh, psh, psh. And I was just like, oh shit. And I come back and I like basically start recollecting everything. And then now I can't feel things 3 times over. And then not being able to go through that fun psychedelic moment, I'm not gonna lie, it was very depressing. I wanted my powers back. I was just like, oh man, like I felt it's just like 3-time man. Like it was just
that's the worst hero name.
It was just bad, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the man who can do and feel everything 3 times over. Like it was just
All
I'm
right,
saying?
so I have to admit my story is much less like I am the man 3 times over, and it's more like what the fuck
Hold
is
on, real
happening
quick.
now.
My fault. Let me just say this one thing, and I didn't want to forget it. You know, it's the one thing I wanted to do for a second, and I didn't come around to doing it when y'all left Javed. I wanted to jerk off so bad just to see if when I nut.
Crazy, right?
It's crazy.
That's all. I just wanted to know, like, yo, if I was I just gonna like, because that would have been amazing.
You have to repaint your ceiling.
If I would have Habib Show like 3, like that would have been. Oh my God, what a missed opportunity! Bring them gummies back, bro. I need to try something. Give me 2 of them Jones and just leave. Give me 2 rings, fucking leave. Come back in an hour. Make sure I'm not dead. Give me the 2 rings and a bottle of water, and then just vacate. Come back in 75 minutes. Like,
I guess you could say he was vacating the premises.
oh my God.
Sorry. All right.
Go ahead, Scott. My fault. I just wanted to get that out. Holy shit. Habib Show.
All right.
Why is that the motion now? It's the Habib Show.
So if I'm going to show you my story, I have to get a little bit more animated.
Go for it.
Let's go.
Gotta move back a little bit. Let's just move this directly on me. Here we go.
Got by the pod. Let's go, boy.
So I was in high school. Someone was like, "Hey, do you want to hang out with them, like with a couple of my friends tonight?" And I was like, "Absolutely." We show up. They're like, "Hey, I have weed. Let's smoke it." And I'm like, "Cool, great." I have heard of this weed from stand-up comedians, and I am ready for it. So we start smoking out of a pipe.
Oh, let's go.
They hand it to me. I drop the pipe, but it's okay. Everything's still on it. It's still good. It's still good to go. We start smoking. I become high as fucking hell, right?
Let's go.
I would say that you have never seen me that high before, but you saw me that Saturday, so you've seen me that high before.
What was it? He was just like, I'm not even here right now.
But look, I'm just trying to film shit. I'm gonna do that.
Amazing.
So we're smoking. It's great. It's amazing. We're like, dude, we are hungry. We need to go to Taco Bell because a Taco Bell from this guy's house is a mile away, right? 2 a.m. in the morning. So we're like, okay, so it's like drive through, fine, or 1 8, whatever their fucking hours are. It was like an hour before that. So we get into it's a truck, by the way, because I'm in Mississippi, right? It's a truck with like 3 spaces with 4 people. So we're crunched up together. This other dude comes up and he's like, "Hey, have you seen my mom tonight?" And the guy who like lives in the area is like, "No, I haven't." And so one of my friends decided it would be funny to roll down the window and go, "Hey, fuck your mom." And I was like, "That's aggressive." Okay. So we start driving to Taco Bell. We are on the highway because we have to get to the highway to get there. Everyone is like, "This is amazing." I'm sitting there like, this is the worst moment of my entire life. This is awful. I'm like, can we get off this highway? What if there are police? Have you thought of the police? So we pull into the Taco Bell. It is drive-through only. So we park. And we get out. And we, all 4 of us, we walk up to the speaker box to try to order. Because, you know, we don't want to be driving while intoxicated.
Mm.
We'll just walk through the fucking drive-through. So we're at the speaker box and they're not answering us. So we're like, oh, it's a weight sensor. Cool. So we just start jumping up and down to try to trigger the weight sensor next to the highway where police exist. It's not working. So eventually we're like, let's just walk up to the window. So we walk up to the window. Keep in mind, okay, window is here. Our car is right here. It is on the other side of the parking lot. We could have just driven through. We were like, we'll just walk. It's fine. So we walk up to the window. We knock on it. They open it and they're like, what? And I want to acknowledge what I'm going to say next. I believe is me exaggerating, but it's how I remember the event. But I like slither into the drive-thru and I hand them a $10 bill and I go, burritos. And then I back up. They close the window. Right? So now we're sitting there on the fucking drive-thru window next to the highway where, as I mentioned, police exist. And I'm high for the first time. So at that point, we just wait. And it's to the point where I'm like, either they're making these burritos, these $10 worth of burritos, or they called the cops.
Quite a bit.
Is one of those two. And also, retrospect, they were $1. I gave them 10. We got 9. They took the change. I don't blame them. Continuing on.
Imagine
Finally,
if you would have gave them 40.
They open up the window. They hand me a bag. They close the window. They didn't say anything else.
Just say, yo, get out of here.
Yeah. We're like, we succeeded. We go back to our maybe 30 steps to the truck. Get back in. We go home. We eat it. It's great. The next time I go through that Taco Bell, there's a sign that says you must be in a vehicle at all times if you are going to order from our restaurant. I changed the rules of my fucking Taco Bell.
Fucking go.
Come on. Let's go.
Game changer. Rule breaker. Huh? Innovator.
Wave man.
Scott.
Start trend.
Scott, there's 2 types of people in this world. People that ride the wave.
What's the other one?
And people that create them.
Wave itself.
Scott's never been a surfer in his life.
Come on.
To surf would imply he rides the wave. My man Scott doesn't even get in the water with a floaty. Shitting me?
And that's because I'm afraid of disinfectants that are put into local pools. I ruined it. It's all right.
Anyway, this podcast is over.